Good morning, Abundant Life Creators. How are you doing? Thank you so much for tuning in. It's your lady Emanuela here. Thank you all so much for following through with our self-discovery journey that we have been on the page. And like I said in the first video that I made when we started this journey of self-discovery, is that there are different stages when it comes to self-discovery. So the first stage is getting to a place where you understand where you are presently. And to help you understand where you are, I have taken time to share with you some of the questions that you can ask yourself during that time of self-reflection, asking yourself who you are, what your fears are, what your strengths and weaknesses are, what you fear the most, why you act the way you do, why you feel the way you do. So the whole purpose of that first session of the evaluation is to help you understand where you are, understand some of the things that have been triggering you or limiting you from becoming the best version of yourself. So if you have been intentional about taking time to evaluate yourself, evaluate the kind of thoughts that you are having, evaluate your emotions, try to identify your strengths and your weaknesses and how you respond or react to certain situations. So if you have done that, you may be in a place where you're looking at yourself right now and you feel like, oh my God, it seems like everything is so bad about me, mostly because you are looking at it on the aspect of the mistakes that you had made. So the whole purpose of this exercise is not for you to criticize yourself, look down on yourself, or feel like you are not good enough because of the mistakes that you made in the past. So one thing I want you to continuously tell yourself is that you are not your past, and your past does not define who you are. It's God who defines who you are. And in order for us to move to the second phase of the self-discovery journey, I need you to come to terms and accept some of the things that you did that got you to where you are. So many of us tend to make excuses or try to blame other people for why we are where we are. We do not own up to our own mistakes. We do not own up to our own to the choices that we made that led us to where we are. Yes, there are certain things that happen to us that were out of our control, but there are certain things, majority of the things that have happened to us as a result of the choices and decisions that we made along the way. And if you had not, if you had not taken time to develop your mind or develop a positive perspective about yourself, about life, or gain so much knowledge, you'd find that some of the choices and decisions that you were making with your life actually cost you a lot. It cost you a lot to a point that you look back now and you feel like you made a lot of mistakes. You look back and you feel like you have wasted a lot of your time, or you've wasted a huge part of your life. But then the goodness is that change is possible. It's possible for you to embark on a journey where you can work on yourself and become better. You cannot change what happened yesterday, but now that you have identified some of the things that have been limiting you, instead of dwelling on the past and allowing the past to prevent you from entering into the beautiful future that God has for you, you have to take responsibility and ownership of the mistakes that you made. You have to take responsibility and ownership of the choices that you made, and understand that you are where you are today because of some of the choices and decisions that you made in the past. So once you get to that place where you're no longer in a place of denial and self-pity, you now take hold of your life and take responsibility to say, I have a responsibility to do, and there are certain tasks that I need to begin to do now in order for me to become the person that I am meant to be. So the next phase of this journey is to look within yourself and identify your hidden abilities and potentials. So the truth is that God created each and every one of us uniquely for a design purpose that we are meant to fulfill here on earth. You are not just here on earth to pass out time. You are not just here on earth to sleep, eat, maybe just go to school, get a degree, and that's all there is to life. No, there's so much more to you. There is something that God has placed within you that is meant to benefit this generation that you were born in. You were born for such a time as this, and in order for you to be able to identify your purpose, in order for you to be able to identify your abilities, your potentials, your gifts, you have to look within yourself, because everything that you need is hidden within you. Most of us tend to look outside and try to find things that are going to help us to become better, whereas true transformation begins on the inside. True transformation begins from your inside. If you can identify what you are made of, you can identify your abilities and your potentials, you identify all your giftings, your strengths, your weaknesses, and everything else that God has placed within you to help you on this journey of fulfilling your purpose on this earth, you will realize that you will know what areas you're supposed to focus on. You will know what your passions are. You'll be able to know what you are actually called to do. So your calling and your purpose and everything else is hidden within you. You have to take time to evaluate yourself and ask God to reveal to you some of the hidden abilities and potentials that He has placed within you. So like I said, this journey of self-discovery is not one that you're going to have to go on your own. It's a journey that you have to include God in the process, because God is your source. God is your creator. He knows you, He understands you, and He knows how He designs you. So if a product wants to know, if for example you buy a product, maybe you buy a phone or you buy any product from anywhere, if you want to understand how it works, it's either you look at the manual script that the manufacturer has made, or you go back to the manufacturer and ask them how you're supposed to operate that product. So we are His children, and we have been created in His image and in His likeness, and in order for us to be able to understand who we are and what we are capable of doing, we have to go back to God, who is our source and our creator. He is able to reveal to us everything that is hidden within us that we have not yet awakened to. So this second phase of self-discovery is where you sit down and start asking yourself questions like, what's my purpose? What am I passionate about? What are my likes? What are my talents? What are my giftings? So I will also start sharing more questions that you're going to be asking yourself, and in order for you to be able to understand your hidden abilities and potentials, in order for you to be able to understand what you like, what you are passionate about. Sometimes you'd find that there is actually something that is always more like something that is always a certain passion that you are always drawn towards. There is maybe a certain group of people that you are always drawn towards helping. So those things are inclinations that can actually help you understand exactly in what areas you are meant to be a blessing to your generation, or how you can use your career, how you can use your finances and everything else about yourself to help you be that light in this world, be all that God has called you to be. So thank you so much, and for all those that have given me feedback and that have been intentional about discovering themselves and have been asking themselves those questions, thank you for letting me know how it has been going. It's actually amazing to know that there are people that are being blessed by what I'm doing. So your feedback is very much important to me in order for us to be able to know how it is impacting you. If you're having certain challenges, if maybe you are having certain challenges with your self-evaluation process, please feel free to get in touch with me. But at the meantime, I want you to be on the lookout, because we are entering a second phase where we are trying to understand what is hidden within us. So before we can get to a place of setting our goals, our visions, and everything that we want to accomplish in life, we need to know how equipped we are for, if we are actually equipped for what we are dreaming of achieving. You'll find that you're one person who is maybe passionate about cooking. You are very passionate about cooking, or yes, you're very passionate about cooking, or maybe you're passionate about business in the aspect of farming. Maybe that is an area that you are so passionate about. It's it's easy to you. It comes so easy to you in that whenever you embark yourself on doing anything that is in line with cooking, in line with farming, it comes so easy to you. It's like you don't have to struggle. But because if you have not understood that that is what you are passionate about or that is what you like, you find that you end up embarking on a certain business that you're not even passionate about, just because you have seen that other people are making money out of it. For example, if you're passionate about cooking or farming and you don't know about that, or maybe you have not come to terms with it yet, you find that if other people are doing well in the transportation sector, are doing well in the fashion sector, and you put it upon yourself to say, oh, okay, if my friend is succeeding, let me also do it so that I can also earn capital. And then you find that when you do it, you actually don't do so well in it because you're not passionate about it. A small challenge comes along the way and you give up. Why? Because you don't have the passion, you don't have the drive to go for such goals. So if your goals are aligned with what you're passionate about, if your goals are aligned with your strengths, if your goals are aligned with what you have been equipped or designed, or the abilities and potentials that you have, you'd find that you will tend to be consistent. You will tend to go through the entire process to help yourself get to the end of seeing that vision come to reality. But most of the times we fail with our goals because they are not aligned with who we are as a person. Yes, so I'm so excited for us to get to this next phase. And if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, please feel free and get a hold of me and let me know, and we'll see how we can be able to help you. So thank you so much for tuning in. It's your lady and life coach, Emanuela here. Have a good day. Take care.